How to start a real estate investment company. Real estate is the craze right now with the stock market on the floor, cryptocurrencies rocking and rolling. It's always been the staple. If you look at wealthy people's portfolios, they have real estate. So become a real estate company. At the end of the video, I'm going to tell you why you should become a real estate professional. And a lot of you are not using that tax strategy and you're missing massive benefits. So get a pen and paper. The four things I want to talk about are the types of real estate companies and what can you actually target, because you can't do them all. There's way too many strategies. Number two, I'm going to talk about the benefits of having a real estate company. Number three, how do you actually start one or join one? I'm a huge fan of partnering when you don't know what you're doing. It's too risky to go it alone. I don't believe in self-made millionaires. They're teammates, so do it that way. And number four, how much money does it take to start? What structure do you need? And I'm going to give you that awesome little tip at the end on becoming a real estate professional. It's a tax structure that you can qualify for. And believe me, it's fabulous. So again, get a pen and paper, lots to talk about. So first, let's talk about just real estate in general. There's so many strategies, right? You can do wholesaling, you can do a fix and flip company, you can do a construction company. What do you want to do? A land development company was my favorite in 2021, made the most money in those structures. What do you want to do? Tons of people, especially young folks that want to jump into real estate, want to do the arbitrage model. So essentially arbitrage wholesaling, similar. Arbitraging in Airbnb would be where you find a whole bunch of property owners that want to Airbnb or short-term rental their properties. And you can go out and find and market for the people who want to rent. Now, if you want, just the connection, that's maybe 8 to 10%. If you actually do all the work and become the management company of it, where you go in and you clean between the different clients that come in and out every weekend. One of the women I work with, she makes 22% because she does it all. So she is one finding, not only did she find the people that she's going to represent, when she gets 8 to 10% for just finding the people to come in and do the Airbnb or short-term rental, whatever that is. Then she also does all of the cleaning, which is another company of hers. And if anybody breaks anything, fixes it, needs something fixed, she can do all the tenant improvements. She's got another, fix and flip, a handywoman company. And she re-rents it all and does all the marketing. So she can get 22% by doing all of that. So you can be in the middle and not have to have the capital. You could just get started more service-based. It's huge. I tell tons and tons of my younger folks who don't have the credit or the capital or even the experience, because you're going to get experience. The better thing I always like to do and how I started in real estate is partner in. Find somebody who's already doing what you want to do, because even if you only get 10 or 15% at the beginning, it's safer to go with a successful team than to start by yourself, wandering around, wondering what to do. And this lovely thing called the bathroom wall, the internet, there's so much information and a lot of wrong information about how things get done, how transactions get done. So having a real estate company or a real estate investment company is not difficult. It's just different. And you've got to grow into it. You've got to start building a portfolio. The question is, do you want commercial? Do you want residential? Like, what do you want? And how do you want it to grow? A lot of my students, they'll start in single family. They'll move to Airbnb. Actually, some of them even start with, fixing and flipping as a starter point or wholesaling as a starter point, which I'm not a big fan of. I'd rather see you fix and flip, get some money, get some credit, go again, and then start building a portfolio and then move up into commercial, or just go straight to commercial. You get more doors, right? From a 4-plex to an 8-plex to a 16-plex right away, and more rent. So what's the benefits of this? Well, obviously financial freedom, right? I want to make you a millionaire. It's always my goal is to make you a millionaire. The tax benefits of being in real estate because of the depreciation schedules, and if you ever took a loss, your ability to carry losses forward for future tax returns is enormous. You can control your own investment, and you can start actually building a big portfolio, right? It's one of the fastest ways to actually grow wealth. And most wealthy people have real estate. Almost everyone I know has real estate in their portfolio. If you want to become wealthy, you want to become a millionaire. Land is fabulous. It's a whole nother structure. And again, I'm going to tell you about the tax benefits of being a real estate professional at the end. So how do you start? Well, first of all, I would hire a coach, and I would probably be a great one. I have a whole team of real estate experts. I've been a real estate millionaire since 1999. I love engaging in it. I have a very specific lane in my real estate transactions. I don't do it alone. I do it on teams of people who actually do a lot of the field work. I call them field partners. You're going to partner with money. You can partner with experience. I would say experience is vital for you beginners. So you research a market. Where do you want to be? Like which category, which strategy. So there's two kind of things when I say research a market. Where do you want to be? And I'm a huge fan of the Midwest. I've done most of my millionaire and big aggressive work in the Midwest, or like Boise, gone out to the Ozarks. Went up to the Northeast for a while in the early 2000s, but not been up there for a long time. So the Midwest has a great way to do forced appreciation and forced rents, which I love. And you can grow that really nicely. So you want to think about growing a portfolio over time. Some of the old school trainers and gurus would say, buy one a month or buy one a year and just, over 10, 20 years, build a portfolio and you'd be a real estate company. What defines you as a real estate company is the structure, the tax structure you live in. Are you an LLC? Are you an S Corp? Are you C Corp? When you build it all right, you're going to have one of every one, if not more. The last companies that I have, real estate companies, typically there's a structure of 5 to 10 corporations and structures held in trust that oversee it all. That's a real estate company, and that's a real estate investment company. So that's not where you're going to start, right? You're going to start with one LLC. You might have a management company that's a C Corp or S Corp. So if you want any of our help, I want you to click on the link below in the description and go to AskLoral.com and say, I'd like some real estate help. I'd like a real estate mentor. Loral and her team can help me guide. We've done so much. I made so many real estate millionaires. In the last few years, they were coming in at 12 to 18 months in millionaire status because the volatility of the market was so great. And it's still going to be here as this recession continues and interest rates go up. Things are going to fall out. It's going to be a fabulous opportunity. Fabulous. So once you get a coach, you've got to figure out, again, where you're going to be, the strategy that you want to implement. So where's your market? What strategy do you want to go for? And then I would get a local field partner team, like people who are really going to be partners. And I legally make them partners because I don't want a management company that's going to be miles and miles away. And if something happens or they just decide to quit, guess what? You're getting on a plane going across the country. These done-for-you real estate, deals where they're going to buy the property, rehab, and manage and do it all. Some of them are structured illegally. They're really securities. They're not just a real estate deal. Those are different. So you really want to know what you're doing. So again, get a coach, get a mentor. I would never be guided through any of this without one myself. Once you get a portfolio, 3, 4 of these properties, you're going to be able to get funding. Right? You'll be able to have corporate credit, and the ability to get OPM and OPC, which is other people's money, other people's credit, is phenomenal. Now, before I give you some of the funding ideas and some of those structures and talk about how much money it takes to start, I want you to subscribe to the channel. Now, I have hours and hours and hours and hours of real estate content. So go to the search bar, search it. As you subscribe, click the notification button and ring the bell, because I need it ringing every morning that you're here 5 days a week. And please bring your family into this. My kids have traveled all over the world. They've traveled to nearly every real estate property. I remember Logan sitting in diapers at 2 years old. I gave him a little paintbrush and set him on the side of one of the properties, and he's just rolling paint on. Your kids can be totally involved and they'll get it. It's fabulous. Fabulous. If you are a student athlete, we actually offer internships to several of our companies around the country. So again, you can click on the link below, say, hey, I would like an internship. We're going to take you always over to AskLoral.com, where you can ask a question or make a request. And that's how we're going to engage. You can say, I want a conversation with somebody on your team. Note that our office number is in there at all times as well. So we would love to pick up the phone and have a conversation with you about your goals, your ability to fund, do you have any experience, what market you in, and just have a conversation about how we can help you become a millionaire in real estate. Now, how do you get funding, right? So again, if you have your own good credit, we have a lot of funding sources. I have a lot of experts and a lot of access to that kind of funding and banks. I'm a huge fan of traditional finance. I know interest rates are up, but I've just helped somebody get a almost $8 million loan just through coaching and mentoring and guiding. He wrote the amazing business plan to fund what's going to be a multi-million dollar project. So my final $1 trillion tip, and so many people don't even know about it, and what's more irritating is that your tax strategist, CPA, don't even mention it. You can become a real estate professional. So that means you have to put in several hours. I think it's 750 is the current requirement. So it's 750 hours a year to become a professional. And it's actually going to be a huge tax advantage to you having your real estate company. It's a checkbox on your tax form. Your CPA tax strategist should know about it. If they don't, remember, call our office. It's in the description below. Call. Let us help you get this right. So a lot of you need to understand good debt versus bad debt. So again, go to the search bar. I'm not going to repeat a lot of these conversations. And then as importantly, before we wrap up, go into the search bar and type in structures for real estate, benefits of LLCs, benefit of tax deductions. All of those conversations are pivotal to how you get structured. Let us help you. Let us guide you. Let us mentor you. We'll talk tomorrow.